Hello everyone, myself Tarun Verma. Here I am again with motion part 2. Here the main content of our topic is equations of motion, circular motion, graph and numericals. Now let us start with equations of motion. There are three important equations of motion. The first one is V is equals to U plus AT. The second one S is equals to UT plus half AT square. This is non-simplified form or non-standard form. And the third one is V square is equals to U square plus 2AS. Here the symbols have their usual meanings where V is equals to final velocity, U is equals to initial velocity, S is equals to displacement. Actually this will be S. A is equals to acceleration, T is equals to time. Now let us consider about how to derive these equations of motion. To derive these equations of motion, we have the initial velocity of a body u. With uniform velocity it is moving and attains velocity v. After some time, say after t second, it covers some distance s. In this meantime, there all the terms would be in their SI unit as acceleration in meter per second square, initial and final velocities in meter per second, time in second, distance in meters. Now, first equation of motion. To derive this, first of all, calculate acceleration. Acceleration is equal to change in velocity, that is v minus u, upon change in time, that is t. If we are considering from 0 second or without any loss of time. Acceleration A is equal to v minus u upon t, where on multiplying t on the RHS side we have AT is equal to v minus u. Hence we have u plus AT is equal to v. This is the required first equation of motion. Now for second equation of motion, we will cover average velocity v plus u by 2. Here distance travelled is equal to average velocity plus time. S is equal to v plus u by 2 into t. Actually here distance travelled is equal to average velocity into time. Now put v is equal to u plus at. Hence substituting u plus at at the place of v, we get u plus at plus u. U plus u becomes 2u plus at upon 2 into t. Now multiply t. In the bracket you get 2ut plus at square upon 2. Hence you have ut plus half at square as the second equation of motion. Now third equation of motion, we know that v is equal to u plus at, that is the first equation of motion. From this we have v minus u is equal to at, and then v minus u upon a is equal to t. Now put this value of t in second equation of motion, s is equal to ut plus half at square. Then replacing t with v minus u by a, you will get s is equal to u v minus u by a plus half a v minus u by a to the whole square. Actually this is v minus u by a to the whole square. Now multiply u in the bracket, you will get uv minus u square upon a plus half a v square plus u square minus 2uv, because there is whole square on the curly bracket. Hence, you have to apply a minus b to the whole square on this bracket. Hence, v minus v u square becomes v square plus u square minus 2uv upon a square. Now, cancelling out a with a, there will be only a single a. Hence, in the next step, you get s is equal to uv minus u square upon a plus half v square plus u square minus 2uv upon a. Now, in the next step, you have uv minus u square upon a plus v square plus u square minus 2uv upon 2a. Now, taking LCM, you will get 2uv minus 2u square plus v square plus u square minus 2uv upon 2a. Here, cancelling out 2uv having opposite signs, you will get v square minus u square upon 2a in the final, and hence you get the required derivation of third equation of motion, v square minus u square is equals to 2as. Now, circular motion. The motion of a body in a circular path is called circular motion. Uniform circular motion. If a body moves in a circular path with uniform speed, its motion is called uniform circular motion, as written on the screen. Uniform circular motion is accelerated motion because in a circular motion a body continuously changes its direction. Then keep it in mind, in uniform circular motion speed is constant but velocity and acceleration is varying continuously with time, because velocity and accelerations are vector quantities and vector quantities depends on direction. In uniform circular motion, the velocity is given by tangents, and due to continuous motion, the tangents will be in different direction. Therefore, this direction changing vary the velocities, hence the acceleration. If we consider a circle of radius r, then its circumference will be 2 pi r, and if a body takes time t to once round the circular path, then the velocity can be given by 2 pi r by t. Actually, this is given wrong. V is equals to 2 pi r upon t. But if there we have to go once around a circular path and the body is completing the whole circle, then the velocity must be 0. Now, this is an example of circular motion where velocity can be seen here. Tangents are given to represent the velocities at different position, and acceleration are given inwards towards the center of the circle. This acceleration is also known as centripetal acceleration, means an acceleration working towards the center of the circle. Now, we will discuss about the graphical representation of motion. Then first graph, distance time graph. In distance time graph, we take distance on y-axis and time on x-axis. The distance time graph for uniform speed is a straight line. This is because in uniform speed a body travels equal distances in equal intervals of time. We can determine the speed of the body from the distance time graph. For the speed of body between point A to B, if you have to cover the speed from point A to B, then you have the formula V is equals to S by T. Now S is equals to S2 minus S1 for two different points, and T is equals to T2 minus T1. Now putting these values, you get 2 meter per second. Now if you have to check is this uniform or not, then go for the next point, that is 30 and 20. For 30 and 20 the difference is same, 10, and similarly the time difference 15 and 10 will be the same as 5. Again you will get 2 meter per second. Hence it proves that this is a graph for uniform motion. Now if you have to represent graph for non-uniform motion in distance time graph, you can put it simply like this. In this graph you can see that in first 5 seconds the body covers 2 meter, but in the next 5 seconds the body covers 8 meters, means in the next time interval it covers 6 meters, while in the first time interval it covers 2 meter. Hence it proves that it covers unequal distances in equal time interval. That is, the graph is non-uniform. Now velocity time graph. For studying about the nature of velocity time graph, we take velocity on y-axis and time on x-axis. Here you can see we are showing you velocity time graph for a body moving with uniform velocity. As you can see in the picture, here is a straight line showing uniform velocity. Why you can say that this is uniform velocity? Because the velocity is 20 km per hour for any time interval. It is not changing at all. Hence the velocity is constant. So this is graph for uniform velocity. To determine the distance traveled by the body between 2 points A and B, you have to determine the area under the graph. This is a rectangle. Therefore, to cover the distance, you have to calculate the area of the rectangle ABCD. Hence, keep it in mind, to cover distance in velocity time graph, you have to calculate the area. Now, if you have to show the velocity increasing or decreasing, suppose first case, if you have to show the velocity is increasing continuously with time, means accelerated motion, then the graph will be a 45-degree sloped line. Under this condition, the distance traveled by a body between the point, suppose here is a point AE, is the area ABCD. Hence distance traveled can be calculated by the area covered by the graph. Now the point AE cover this area, which is technically a trapezium. You can find the area in parts, as you have a rectangle in first and triangle as the second. Then for determining area under the graph, you have to cover area of rectangle plus area of triangle. Or directly you can find area of trapezium, which is area of trapezium is equals to half into sum of sides plus half into sum of sides into height. Now for third, if you have to show retarded motion or decelerated motion, then you have to show like this. You can see at a decreasing slope in this graph. This is because the velocity is decreasing by equal amounts with equal interval of time. But if you have to represent a non-uniform accelerated motion in velocity time graph, then the graph will be zigzag because the velocity changes by unequal amounts in equal interval of time. Always think about the nature of the graph and according to this put your values. Thank you. Hope you are understanding well.